everyone. Today I have a package. It arrived like 5 minutes ago, and judging by what you saw, you probably know what it is if you've been watching a couple of my last videos. Wow, that sun's really bright. Sorry guys, I might have to ruin this lighting for you. The sun is directly coming in on me, so that's great. I'm showing this side because the other side has personal details that you don't need to know, so let's... this. There you go. That's it. That's what I was expecting. This is going to review... Yes! It's the 90 FPS one! Woo! Not the 80 FPS one. So this is going to be a review on the Nerf Rival Knockout. Now, where did my Ligami go? Shout out to Tactical Triad for sponsoring this video. If you want to have tack rails on your Triad, rip apart a modulus, take off its side rails and hot glue gun it on, and it's perfect. So shout out to Tactical Triad for sponsoring this video. So now, let's get into this. So finally I can use my pliers if they work. They probably don't because these are trash at being pliers. So we'll just wrap this open. I still don't have my tripod little mount for my phone, so I can't do a nice unboxing for you guys. Very sorry about that. I really apologise for that. Still can't find one in stores, even though they sold them perfectly. There you go. So books, 2 balls. Yeah, they smell nice. They smell very good indeed. Alright, and here is your knockout. Let's see if these do work. Yeah, they're terrible, so let's use Ligami. Is that it? Oh no, there's another one. And there's your knockout. Jeez, this grip is big. Alright. That's what you get. Knockout, books, and 2 balls. Only 2. So I guess I'll try and do an external overview without copying Coop too much. So starting up at the front, obviously, home strike barrel lug, it's a rifle blaster. Down here is ball storage. You got two ball storages on either side to store balls. So that side and that side, even though they only include 2 balls to fill up one side, and then you still have to load the chamber. So you're going to need your own rival balls if you want to fill the ammo storage. But we're going to keep those in there. Up here is a rival tactical style rail with a front iron sight, but the front iron sight doesn't really do anything because there is no rear iron sight. It's just kind of the tactical rail. So you can mount your rival attachments there on your backup pistol. That's way bigger than a Jolt. Let me just down to my pegboard. That's a Jolt. That is, it's giant. It's giant. But I'll also compare it to a Kronos. So pretty big. It's pretty much the same as a Kronos, but it's just shortened at the front, so it will kind of slide into some jackets a bit easier. On here is this little lever on the right and the left hand side. When you flick that, ready? The barrel launches out, and then you can push your rival ball in, shut that, and then you're loaded. But you can't fire just yet. You have to prime down right here at this massive hunk of plastic, like that, and then you can push back up, and now, if the trigger lock lets me, you're able to fire once. Pew pew. Now I'm going to lock that because that gave me some little hand recoil right there. So I'm going to get to the grip because that is the first thing that you're going to notice about this thing. It's massive. It is like giant. I have my Percy's next to me, and like it's way fatter than that. And the Percy's grip is fairly big. Stupid phone notification. And the Percy's grip is quite big. So yeah, it's very chunky, but my hand fits around it perfectly, and my hands are giant. I'm like 6 foot. I'm very tall, and my hands are proportionate to my body. So I have very big hands, and there's a hair on my finger. So it fits me just fine. But if you're a little nerfer thinking that this is a little blaster, so it fits me just fine, it's not. This is not going to fit you. Get a Kronos. It'll be better for you. This grip is giant, but I love it. Now to the trigger unit. So when you're in safe, it's the little lever that's flicked forward. And then when it's flicked that way, you can fire, but obviously, nothing loaded. And it doesn't have slam fire, obviously it's a single shot, and it feels a little weird. It's a sliding trigger, it feels kind of like a jolt, but there's no little piece down here which digs into your hand like the jolt. I'm going to leave that locked. And there's also a priming indicator down here, so when you prime, it'll turn orange. Quick external overview. Damn, that's pretty powerful. Let's get to the firing demo. Right here. Terribly sorry humans, but I cannot find a good place to do a firing demo in here, or a good place to stand my phone. But I will still do a nice firing demo for you. I don't have any extra rival rounds because, well, they're not in the studio right now, but very sorry. Damn, I was not expecting this to come today. Actually, I don't know if the safety's on or not, but no. Now I'll restart. Let's do that again. Prime, push back up, flick that out, grab a ball, force the ball in there, close that, and fire. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to firing. But at least it's the smallest rifle pistol. It is the smallest rifle blaster out there. So I'll get on to my kind of personal opinion, I guess. Transitioning into that. So my personal opinion is a little mixed here. It's freaking great for me. I freaking love this thing. It is way smaller than my Chronos, like front, so I can easily tuck it in. But the grip is massive for smaller humans. If you're a small human, unlike me, like I have giant hands, it sits around me, and it still doesn't fit all the way around. I mean, for me that's great, but for smaller nerfers, you'll have trouble using this thing. And the prime, that's a tough prime. For me, that was easy because I'm a strong bow, like I'm 14, I can handle that. But for younger nerfers, they might have some troubles with this. So just because it's a small blaster doesn't mean that it's easier to handle for smaller nerfers. I'm going to try dry firing this. The modern will hate me. That does not sound good. That does not sound good at all. Yeah, I don't recommend dry firing blasters with no air restrictors. Even though this kind of has an air restrictor. If you look in here, that's kind of like an air restrictor, but still, it's loud. Don't dry fire this thing. It shoots at over 90 FPS, which is crazy for this tiny, tiny, tiny little thing. If you tuck this in a pocket, I know I gave my mum this to shoot, and she was like, actually in shock. Yeah, almost completely destroyed the chessboard. Yes, this is pleasantly surprising in power, but if you're a younger nerfer with small hands, you won't really be able to handle this well. Even though the trigger, like the length of pull, is pretty small, the grip is gigantic. You'll definitely need your secondary hand to kind of support your smaller hand not really reaching that well. But everything else on this blaster, except for the priming, it's a bit tough, but it's not like a T-style priming handle where you only have a little bit of surface area. You do have all that to grip. You do have all that, so put that on just so I don't dry fire it again. There we go. I guess that completes my review. Do I recommend this thing to normal nerfers? It kind of depends. If you need a backup shot, this is quite big. You're gonna need a big cargo pocket to store this thing in. It's a lot bigger than the Jolt. Like, take a look at that. Look at how giant this thing is. And even the Triad, which I just chucked over here, the Triad is still way smaller than this. This does shoot over 90 FPS, and this shoots around 60. But still, this is pretty big, and this has 3 shots instead of just 1. Or you can actually cram 2 balls in here, but it doesn't shoot at the same velocity. It even shoots lower velocity than shooting just 1 at a time out of the Triad. And if you went to this size, you could step up to a Chronos and have 5 shots instead of just 1 or 2. I mean, look at that. They're pretty much the same size in the back, like here. But the Chronos is just obviously longer to store 5 rounds, but this could drop into a lot of holsters very easily. The short front of the Knockout might be a struggle, especially with its kind of back heavy or grip heavy kind of nature. It might fall out of a lot of holsters, so this is perfect for me. That's why I love this thing and that's why I bought it, but it might not be perfect for you. I guess that concludes this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.